Burkina Faso, a landlocked nation in West Africa, found itself grappling with political turmoil once again in April 2025. A meticulously planned coup attempt against Captain Ibrahim Traore, the country's charismatic yet controversial leader, sent shockwaves through the nation and beyond. The attempted putsch, which was ultimately thwarted by the government, has raised concerns about stability in a region already grappling with insecurity and political volatility. This attempted power grab has thrown Burkina Faso into the international spotlight, raising questions about the country's future and the wider implications for the Sahel region. The coup attempt, according to the government, was orchestrated by a dangerous alliance of disgruntled soldiers and extremist elements. Two former army officers, their names withheld for security reasons, are believed to be the masterminds behind the plot. Reports indicate that these individuals, currently residing in neighboring Ivory Coast, have been actively working to destabilize Traore's regime. Their motives, while not fully clear, seem to stem from a combination of personal ambition, political grievances, and potential links to external forces seeking to exploit Burkina Faso's vulnerabilities. The plotters aim to seize control of key government buildings, including the presidential palace, in a swift and decisive strike. Their objective, according to intelligence reports, was to overthrow Captain Traore, plunge the country into chaos, and ultimately pave the way for an interim government backed by international actors. The plan involved a coordinated assault on strategic locations, coupled with a propaganda campaign designed to incite widespread unrest and erode public trust in the government. Adding another layer of complexity to the situation are the alleged links between the coup plotters and jihadist groups operating in the region. Intercepted communications, according to government sources, revealed discussions between a Burkinabe military officer and leaders of a prominent terrorist organization. These discussions reportedly centered around sharing intelligence on defense positions and military operations, with the aim of escalating attacks and fueling discontent against Traore's leadership. The extent of collaboration between the coup plotters and terrorist groups remains unclear, but the potential convergence of these destabilizing forces poses a significant threat to Burkina Faso's fragile security. The alleged involvement of external actors, particularly Ivory Coast, has further inflamed tensions in the region. Burkina Faso's government has accused Ivory Coast of harboring individuals involved in the coup plot, a claim that Ivory Coast vehemently denies. This accusation has strained relations between the two countries, raising concerns about the potential for escalation and regional instability. It has also fueled speculation about the role of foreign powers in Burkina Faso's internal affairs, with some observers pointing fingers at France, the former colonial power, while others see the hand of Russia, which has been expanding its influence in the Sahel. In the aftermath of the foiled coup, Captain Traore's government acted swiftly and decisively to assert its authority and restore order. A wave of arrests swept through the military, ensnaring several high-ranking officers suspected of complicity in the plot. The government also launched a comprehensive investigation to uncover the full extent of the conspiracy, vowing to bring all those involved to justice. These actions, while necessary to maintain security, have also raised concerns about potential human rights violations and the narrowing of political space. Despite the gravity of the situation, Captain Traore appears to have emerged from the ordeal with his grip on power strengthened. A massive pro-government rally held in the capital, Ouagadougou, on April 30th, 2025, demonstrated the depth of popular support he enjoys. Thousands of people, many waving Burkinabe and Russian flags, poured into the streets to express their solidarity with the government and denounce the attempted coup. This show of force sent a clear message to Traore's opponents, both internal and external, that he retains the backing of a significant segment of the population. Addressing the jubilant crowd, Prime Minister Rimtalba Jean-Emmanuel Ouedraogo delivered a fiery speech, denouncing the coup plotters as traitors and puppets of foreign powers. He accused unnamed external actors of seeking to destabilize Burkina Faso and undermine its sovereignty. The Prime Minister's speech, while light on specifics, tapped into a deep vein of anti-imperialist sentiment that resonates strongly in Burkina Faso and across the Sahel region. This sentiment, fueled by a history of Western interventionism and exploitation, has created fertile ground for anti-Western propaganda and bolstered support for alternative partners such as Russia. Captain Traore's decision to distance Burkina Faso from France, the former colonial power, has further endeared him to a segment of the population disillusioned with what they perceive as France's continued neo-colonial influence. Traore's expulsion of French troops from Burkina Faso and his pivot towards Russia have been met with approval by those who see Russia as a more reliable partner in the fight against terrorism. However, this strategic realignment has also raised concerns about Burkina Faso's increasing dependence on Russia and the potential consequences of becoming entangled in geopolitical rivalries between global powers. The foiled coup attempt in Burkina Faso has sent ripples of concern throughout the Sahel region, a vast and volatile swathe of Africa already grappling with a multitude of challenges. This latest crisis comes at a time when the Sahel is experiencing a resurgence of coups, growing jihadist violence, and intensifying geopolitical competition between global powers. The interconnected nature of these challenges means that instability in one country can quickly spill over into neighboring states, creating a vicious cycle of conflict and displacement. Burkina Faso's decision to join forces with Mali and Niger in forming the Alliance of Sahel States, AES, in September 2023 reflects a growing trend among some Sahelian countries to seek alternative security arrangements outside the traditional Western-led framework. The AES, which positions itself as a counterweight to the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, has been critical of France's military presence in the region and has called for greater cooperation with Russia. This shift in alliances has raised concerns among Western powers about Russia's growing influence in the Sahel and its potential to undermine Western interests. The foiled coup attempt in Burkina Faso is likely to embolden those who believe that the solution to the region's problems lies in strongman rule and closer ties with Russia. However, this approach carries significant risks. Russia's track record in the Sahel, while limited, raises concerns about its commitment to democracy and human rights. Moreover, aligning too closely with Russia could further exacerbate regional divisions and make it more difficult to find lasting solutions to the complex challenges facing the Sahel. The future of Burkina Faso, and indeed the Sahel region as a whole, hangs in the balance. The foiled coup attempt serves as a stark reminder of the fragility of peace and the constant threat posed by those who seek to exploit instability for their own gain. Addressing the root causes of conflict, such as poverty, inequality, and bad governance, is essential to breaking the cycle of violence and creating a more prosperous and secure future for the people of the Sahel. This will require a concerted effort from both regional and international actors working together in a spirit of cooperation and mutual respect.